Hello and welcome to another Sober James Addiction Recovery live stream. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern Time, where we talk about addiction recovery and everything in between. My name is James and I am sober. Tonight, let's talk about how trying new things can return you to sanity. Let's talk, more importantly, not about you, but about me. How trying new things has at least played a part in returning me back to sanity. First, why was I insane? Insanity is defined as trying the same thing and expecting different results. In addiction, this manifests as trying that first drink if you're an alcoholic and expecting different results other than disappearing into oblivion and blackout type intoxication. If you are anything like me, one drink is too many and 1,000 is not enough. And I tried endlessly to dismantle that fact. I tried to be different. I tried to be special, and it took 30 years away from my life. M and Ash backup account. Sober James, that's not the definition of insanity, but where is the never apologized? Hello, trolls. How are you this evening? I see you're still trying the same thing and expecting different results. The definition of insanity is trying the same thing and expecting different results. And I am here to tell you examples of how I have noticed change, positive change in my life, in my well-being, and definitely in my sobriety and recovery by doing different things. What was the first thing that I did differently? Well, going to Alcoholics Anonymous was never something that I sought out to do when I graduated high school after my 5th year. But I had to try it. That was the first different thing I did, 20 years ago. I continued to struggle because I would take some of the ideas from AA, some of the suggestions, and continue on my self-proclaimed brilliant pathway with my self-proclaimed brilliant ideas. And, well, it didn't work. When alcohol suggested that I admit that I'm powerless over, or when Alcoholics Anonymous suggested that I admit that I'm powerless over alcohol and that my life has become unmanageable, I continued to insist that I had some power over alcohol, that I didn't have an allergy that triggered the phenomenon of craving. But reality proved different. Every time that I relapsed on alcohol, every single time, worse and worse every time over the past 20 years. Then came the second step, came to believe in a power greater than myself that could restore me to sanity. I said that means God, and I don't do that, man. I'm an agnostic. I know all kinds of ideas. I know better ways, and I know why God doesn't exist. But it didn't say God, did it? It said a power greater than myself that could restore me to sanity. That, for me, has been Alcoholics Anonymous. The third step does mention God. The third step is hand my will over to God as I understand him, my will and my life. And I didn't try that one until about a year and a half ago when I had my last drink. As we have discussed on this channel, recovery doesn't mean you put your drug down and you're good forever. Addiction is a disease, and I've learned in peer support specialist training that data suggests that relapse or recurrence of drug use with deadly drugs such as alcohol happens as much as other chronic illnesses such as asthma and diabetes, thus reinforcing the fact it's a disease. So if you're out there and you can't, and you put together some time sober, time is not the objective. Health and well-being is the objective. Sanity is the objective. So for me, I accepted that I am not God, that I asked myself the question, who am I to say that there isn't a God? And I put down all of my brilliant, quote, brilliant ideas and said, you know what? I'm just going to open my mind and do as AA suggests. And then steps 4 through 12. I've worked to the best of my ability. We are not saints. I still get insane in the membrane at times. Insane in the brain. I do still listen to that voice in my head that is my own voice, but is my addiction speaking to me, lying to me in my own voice. I heard a man say in a meeting once, "Hey, Mike." That's not what I heard him say. I've heard men in meetings say, "Hey, Mike," before, but I heard a man say that his relapses, every single one of them, could be attributed to one thing, and that was he believed his own lies again. And that is insanity. So I accepted that there is a power greater than me. There are many, by the way. One of which is the literature of Alcoholics Anonymous and the program. So I began to try more and more of their ways, of Alcoholics Anonymous suggestions. These are uncomfortable for an alcoholic like me. Getting out of my comfort zone, hanging around sober people, doing things sober, helping others, believing in a God of my understanding, and handing my will and my life over to the care of it. This is brand new to me. But I was desperate enough to try it because my ideas had never worked really, as far as alcoholism, as far as life, as far as anything that you can mention, basically. I've recently heard this disease be described as a disease of perception. How we perceive things is off. Now, that's not our fault. It's hard to perceive things in this world, at least, in this civilization of so how y'all doing? Are you insane in the membrane? More things that I've tried. Uncomfortable things that I've tried. By the way, you guys would be proud of me for two reasons. One, I passed my certification exam for peer support specialist. I am now a certified peer support specialist in the field of alcoholism and addiction. and I can offer my experience, strength, and hope to those that are lost on the path. The second reason you may be proud of me is I walked out of the post office today after 15 minutes of being there. As uncomfortable as confrontation is, I just went to my supervisor and said, I'm going to leave. She said, why? And I said, personal reasons. She said, but why? And I was like, personal reasons. And I'm taking my paid leave time because I'm getting my resume together and I'm going to be a certified peer support specialist in this bitch. I'm super stoked on this. I'm feeling saner than ever these days. Bill Wilson, the founder of the program of Alcoholics Anonymous and the writer of the Big Book and the 12 Steps, and a fellow alcoholic in recovery, may he rest in peace, once said that restlessness, irritability, and discontentment comes when we do not... What's up, Ryan? I guess I'm freaking sober. God. Well, thanks, Ryan. I do need money. So check out that super chat button and check out the join link in the chat box and the description of this video. I have a new tier 4, where you can gain access to a 24-hour Sober James recovery chat room in Discord. Private, set away in the annals of the internet. Trying new things, man. Getting out of your comfort zone, man. If your comfort zone is too comfortable, James, I'm talking to me, as you too can talk to yourself. I say, James, if your comfort zone is so comfortable, why are you so uncomfortable all of the time? So, M and Ash, who are you now? Gunner owns Roscoe. I take it you're the same person as M and Ash. Do you think I'm a fool? I love trolls, number one. I love haters and I love trolls. You know why I don't try to drink a couple of beers? Because I have hundreds, if not thousands of times before with no avail. But great suggestion, though. I mean, that's brilliant. Never thought of that one. For the alcoholic, and if you are one, you know what I'm talking about. One drink is too many, and 1,000 is not enough. And that's alcoholism. I don't fight with it anymore. I don't drink. I don't drink. I haven't had the obsession to drink. I mean, I could say 10 years, but in May of 2023, I picked up a drink after not drinking for 7.5 years, and drank for 6 months. Hard. Did meth. I mean, I tried it. It sucks. Not big on speed. What up, Miss Hashtag Hollyford? Yeah, we got some trolls in the building. Hashies. I am now sober, James. I am off of weed. I am trying to stay off of nicotine. If you saw my last stream, I have had I was off of nicotine for about a month and a half, and I had a bad day. Friday. Today is Monday. Friday came around, and for one reason or another, and I checked the moon cycle because it was inexplicable. I needed some nicotine, so I tried it. But these days I'm not on mushrooms, weed, booze, benzos, meth, barely on a little tablet of acid, my man, acid. No, a little tablet of nicotine. Ryan says, to your path of natural endorphins, do you take SSRIs? Are you planning on quitting if you do? SSRIs, I've been on Prozac for a while. Prozac after trying everything from Cymbalta, Wellbutrin, you name it, I've tried it since 2007. And Prozac has been the one that consistently on a low dose seems to work to balance my neurotransmitters that we can be chemically lacking. Neurotransmitter disorders like dopamine disorders, ADHD, things of this nature, seriously mess you up. Addiction, alcoholism can be attributed to dopamine disorders. We do drugs essentially. We like the effect. Why do we like the effect? Because dopamine, my man. That's why they call it dope. So I quit Prozac, and I told you all about it this past year in sobriety. I tried quitting Prozac and had a rough go of it. I experienced some flu-like symptoms. If you want, you can go back and check the stream. I have a playlist of these live streams that's 1,000 live streams strong. And you can find the one where I quit Prozac and explained all about it. But it was rough. Prozac is, I tried propranolol. Mike says, I would have liked to be sober, but there's really no point for me. I'm doomed either way. False. As Dwight Schrute would say, false. That's false, Mike. That's your addiction talking. And that's why it's insidious, cunning, baffling, and powerful. It's lying to you in your own voice. Sobriety, or as some people call it, life, is the shit. Dumb human beings put stuff in their veins, nostrils, in their stomachs, sometimes in their buttholes, just to get some quick pleasure. That's how dumb we human beings are. The dumbest animal on earth, if you ask me. And I know you did. Timmy, what up? Why do you talk down on people who need benzodiazepines? Because you buy into the rehab cocktail of propranolol or Prozac. First of all, I don't talk down on people. And I definitely don't talk down on people that need benzodiazepines. What I will tell you is, when I try benzodiazepines, I try them by the handful because I'm an addict. Propranolol and Prozac, Prozac doesn't get you high. We're talking about mind-altering substances that get you high. So, fuck off. I'm constantly harassed. I have no chance either way, Mike says. People harass me. Yeah, you've been saying this for a while. I'll turn the phone line on if you want to call, Mike. If you'd like to call, I'll turn the phone line on. This goes for anybody but, anybody. Because I'll fucks with you if you're a Trollski. But, whatever. We'll try something new. All right. Mike, if you want to give a call, share with us your experience, strength, and hope. What's up, Carissa? Hey, Carissa, did you take your test? It was pretty, I don't want to say it's easy. It is. It's very easy, that test. Carissa is an aspiring person in recovery, and yeah, did you find it pretty easy too? I found it pretty easy. Good for you, Carissa. I'm glad you said that. I would have felt pretty stupid if I said it was easy and you didn't pass. But good for you. I'm stoked, and hopefully you are too. Just got to get the RLA test for my GED, and I'm done. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, this is a new thing that I'm trying too. New things. It's kind of simple if you think about it. If the definition of insanity is trying the same thing and expecting different results, then try some new things. It's all good, Mike. Your addiction is telling you that it's not normal. Your addiction is telling you that you're a special case of whackness. My addiction tells me the same thing. Tells me that I'm too smart for AA. Tells me that 8 billion other people are wrong and I'm right about God. Yeah. That's called terminal uniqueness. And it's terminal because you'll think you're so unique that you won't do the solutions. And by you, I mean me too. Mike, you're not special. You're human. Just like me, just like Carissa, just like Miss Holly Ford. We're human. We're just silly animals that think we're smart. And you're not special, bro. Sorry. You're not too special for the solution. Get that out of your head. You're no sicker than the rest of us. You're not a super special kind of sick that can't be fixed. Sorry to burst your bubble, bro. But that's what our disease tells us. I'm special. I'm a special kind of alcoholic. I can't get better. I know AA works for you. I know Favor, Celebrate Recovery, and Dharma Recovery work for you guys, but I'm super special kind of person, and it's not going to work for me. I'm so sick, I'm sicker than anybody else. Go to an AA meeting, listen instead of talk, and see if you still think that. Unfortunately, I am special, Mike says. It is possible, James, and believe me, it's a curse. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. You're not special, bro. I'd bet money on it. I know this because I've met tens of thousands of addicts and alcoholics, and I am one. And I've thought the same thoughts. I'm way too far gone. Read the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. Are you too special to read? Yeah, I don't know about that team of people. You've been talking about that for a while. Yeah, I don't know about that, buddy. All right. That's what's called ego, Mike. Your ego makes you a legend in your own mind, thinks that it convinces us that, I'm super sick, I'm super special, I'm different. I am right, bro. I am right. Carissa says, we all feel like a bunch of people, like a team followed us. It was the addiction. Yeah, Mike's got something going on, has had it for a couple live streams now, a year or so, talking about people, and maybe you're schizophrenic. It's just a sickness. It's got solutions as well. Well, with every fiber of my being, I wish you would listen to me and not yourself. Like I had to listen to others instead of myself. Bro, if what you think is so right, how come you're going crazy? How come you're so miserable? If what I'm saying is so wrong, how come I'm so happy? We have a disease of perception. Mike, you have a disease of perception. I'm guessing, if you're anything like me, your perception is off. It takes a paradigm shift, a psychic change that is brought on by in my case, the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. Working the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. Taking the suggestions of the 12 steps of Narcotics Anonymous, Alcoholics Anonymous, any of the other dozens of 12-step programs. They're all the same steps. They've been around for 100 years. If Mike is so right and the 100-year-old suggestions are so wrong, then what are those 2 million people doing that are happy, joyous, and free? And what is Mike doing that's so right? And believe me, I could replace Mike with James. I'm not bashing on Mike. I'm just saying. Well, thank you, Carissa. But I get my wisdom from a power greater than myself, Alcoholics Anonymous, and inspiration from a God of my understanding. Mike says, when people talk about things that are not normal, others just dismiss it. But for the love of God, listen to what I'm saying. Yes, you have people that are out to get you, and they follow you around. First of all, you've been saying that for a year, and you still haven't been got. Reality suggests otherwise, brother. But, you know, if what you say is true and you believe it, keep doing what you're doing. Maybe things will change if you get desperate enough with trying it your way and still not seeing any results. Try something new. Take a power greater than you, try the suggestions from it, and let it restore you to sanity. You know, that's just what works. You don't have to do it. Carissa, yeah, Carissa says she has people following her too. People following, so Mike, if I've been asking you for a year or so to explain what you mean by people following you and who these people are and stuff, but you never really tell us. But that's cool, you know. Okay, so Carissa says, no, they did follow. Carissa says she has people following her too. Mike, why don't you pick up that 100-pound phone and give that phone number a call? That'll be something different than you've done before. Maybe something different will happen. Or you can try the same thing that you've been doing and expect different results. That's insanity. My point is, I had to do different things to get different results. What's up, Teddy Bear? Long time no see. Greetings from this side. People following. What do you guys mean by people following? Feel free to call in and explain. What do you mean by people following you? Mike says, I live it every day and try to ignore it. Well, every day you're trying the same thing and it's not working. You have to try something different. Yes, Ryan, I began today. I left the post office today, which I'm really proud of. I didn't quit, although I may get fired, but I really don't care. God's will be done. But I am feeling more and more empowered by facing my fears, facing things that, one second. I have a caller.
Call from Carissa.
What's up, Carissa?
Okay, so how are you, first of all?
What up? I'm doing great. Congratulations on you becoming a certified peer support specialist.
You too, I'm hoping. You passed too, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Good deal. Good deal. Good deal. I want to elaborate a little bit on the people following.
Okay.
All
Please
right.
do.
When I was out there getting twacked back at least 5 streets back or more, I was an IV drug user. And to me, that enhanced my high so much that I couldn't go without thinking somebody was following me. I'd do a shot of dope and I would be gone. So gone that I would be in a tent in the woods hiding, freaking out, thinking that people were right there following me that were outside my tent. I had a whole town after me, I was more than convinced, at one time. And this was all in the last 5 years of my addiction.
Okay.
So it does happen, but it's the drug. It's the psychosis of at least meth did for me. Staying up and the lack of food, the lack of sleep, the lack of control of your life at this point. So shadow people, bush bandits, they were all after me. Chuck had them after him too. It's just what the addiction does.
It's weird.
It's the weirdest thing. I got sober and I don't have that problem anymore. At all. Zero problems of that. They don't follow me. I don't think they're following me. I feel safe. It's crazy. And I've been like this for 2 years now.
Now, what
all it took was me getting sober.
Would you say that it was paranoia brought on by the...
Oh, definitely. Paranoia in the fullest form.
So
psychotic.
Mike, does this sound familiar? Are you currently using Mike? Maybe. Mike asks, can you people believe something that isn't right in front of your face? Well, yes. I
believed it.
I had to come to believe in things that I couldn't see, in a power greater than myself. But I've been paranoid too. I've worn my blinds down, peeping out windows and shit like that. I know paranoia. Mike is, for a year or so now, has been on the channel talking about actual people that are out to get him.
Yeah.
That's definitely.
I'll tell you this. It's Chuck.
What up, Chuck?
What's going on, man? I at one point I was awake for about 28 days straight, and it was so psychotic at one point at the very end that I went and bought a gun because I thought people were following me. I was so in it that I thought there were about 10 to 50 people standing around me just talking about me, trying to get me and all this stuff, and I'm yelling out in the middle of this guy's yard. In the middle, not knowing, like in a dream state, basically, because of course, at a certain point, your brain does force you to go to sleep. Even if you're walking around and awake, it causes you to see things and experience things that aren't there.
Right.
And it's actually very, very crazy and very intense because it is real to you. That's for sure. It's very real.
Right. delusions. Delusions is believing what you see and your paranoia. I do want to touch on what, let's see, Teddy Bear mentioned gang stalking. AI, Google says gang stalking refers to a novel persecutory belief system where individuals believe they're being systematically stalked, harassed, and watched by a large network of people, often perceived as government agents or other shadowy figures.
I had a friend that believed that fully, that and gaslighting.
Yeah, I believe Mike believes it too, although Mike, you've never gone into any details about it. Sometimes I think Mike is just another, sometimes Mike, when you don't call in, I think you're just pulling what do you call it? You're just pulling us all along here. But I do believe in paranoia. I've experienced in-depth paranoia and conspiracy beliefs and all kinds of hallucinations and delusions about people out to get me and stuff. But I've never quite believed it to the extent that Mike seems to believe it. And we've talked about maybe your schizophrenia or bipolar, Mike. But one thing's for sure is for the longest time, you've been living in the problem and ignoring solutions.
It definitely all goes together. It all goes together, regardless of even if you're just schizophrenic, you still have that, like, that's still going to be a paranoia. So even if even if there are no drugs involved and they're just a schizophrenic person, then they're still going to have the other tendencies that go along with schizophrenia too, which make it all very real, even if there are no drugs involved, which gets scary too, because you're living that real dream and you feel that way normally. That's a crazy thing to wrap your mind around sometimes.
And there are malicious people out here. But here's the other thing. When I told my sponsor, I think everybody's out to get me, everybody's talking about me, and people just generally just are against me. He just said, James, that's an ego thing. All of us addicts have an ego thing that tells us we're that interesting and we're that important that people are following us and plotting and always thinking about us. And he said, James, you're not that interesting. He said, James, you're interesting, but you're not that interesting to where groups of people are going to spend every minute of their days to plot against you. And Mike, I'm going to say the same thing to you, man. Do you really think groups of people are just having meetings and plotting against you? Maybe you do.
I thought that. I thought that at the time, but I had somebody tell me, just like you were told, your life is that fantastic that they're just going to follow you around. What do? You got a camera crew, and you got some secret YouTube channel you don't know about? That's the extent that mine was at.
Yeah.
But then I was like, this isn't life. Something ain't right here. I was like, I got to fix something here. And, mine was the drugs. I had to quit those. And that was the only way the stuff stopped.
So Carissa and Chuck on the phone, did you guys find that trying new things began to restore you back to a state of sanity?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
What new things did you try? Did you begin to try and start your recovery?
Well, in earlier moments of my recovery, probably 2 years in. Yeah, 2 years into recovery, I went skydiving.
Word. I hear that.
It was the first time on a plane too, and I jumped out of it. So that reaching for a higher job like BMW, just doing what everybody else would see as normal stuff to me is just, it's golden now. Taking and going out to eat or things that I never used to do. That's new things for me, going out and doing normal society stuff, going out to eat in public and all this stuff,
Yeah.
I feel like that just helped me reach and helped me to keep moving in the right direction. And I don't know, I just started feeling good around people. I started feeling less closed off. It just, I don't know, started opening me up a little bit, I think.
Right. New
For
things
me,
out of your comfort zone, maybe.
Hmm.
for me, it was definitely taking those peer support classes. That was a little out of my comfort zone. I was on a camera. I didn't really like doing that kind of thing. But for me, it was the lessons that I could learn from it and use in everyday life. And then I make shirts. I make things. Like that was something I did early in recovery. But doing the 12 steps in early recovery was something new to me. That gave me a goal and that gave me something to do with myself.
Right.
And so doing the 12 steps and just picking up a hobby,
Right.
you know, and normal life things is great. Like being able to sleep normally.
Sit down and watch TV.
We can keep going. I'm sure you can chime in a couple too.
I'm thinking one of some things Mike could do to change, because Mike has been talking about this for, 12 months at least. These people following him. Mike says, I'm the one case in 1,000 where I'm not bullshitting. Okay, well, all right. Let's say, okay, well, you're sick and tired
People,
of it.
places, and things. Change the people, places, and things. That's the one thing you have to change. You have to change. If the people and the place is bothering you and they're following you, then change those two things off the bat: people, places, and the things. You know,
We start with like
start with
moving.
Mike, all right,
Wall.
let's switch gears. Mike says, please believe me, there are people out to get me, and they always have been out to get me. Okay. I don't totally disbelieve you. I know people can be malicious. It just sounds and has sounded for so long that it's the same delusion, Mike, which is why I tend to believe more in a misfire of psychology or addiction. Mike, if you don't mind telling us, are you using or drinking on your daily basis? Because drugs and alcohol, trust me, have made me believe different things as well. So I definitely believe that. What's up, Mike Tucker? And
I think he's been watching you long enough to build a rapport with you, to build some kind of trust with you. He trusts the things that you're saying, and he obviously takes away some of the things that you are saying because he's been watching you for this long, so that's something there. I am proud of him for that, because he's been watching, especially if he's been watching or listening for a year. Some way, somehow you scrolled up on his YouTube feed.
Well, another thing is if people are saying maybe it's not true, or maybe it's in your head, Mike, there needs to be a shift in your perception that accepts or maybe believes in powers greater than yourself that are telling you that it's not. It's all in your head. Or you can just keep on going and believe your entire life and just be miserable with the belief that people are, or you can...
and that will kill you quicker than anything. That was what was killing me. That's why I had to change everything about my life. I had to leave Oconee County and go to Greenwood to get into rehab, because up there they were messing with me so bad I couldn't go anywhere up there without feeling like that. I mean, they were following me into the bathrooms, taking pictures of me in bathrooms. Like, they were doing some crazy stuff to me. In my head, that's what they were doing.
You hear that, Mike?
I could talk about there's all kind of crazy stuff they did to me. I could tell you something right now. They had me so messed up in my head. They had me think I did something completely horrible that I had no idea of, no knowledge of, and no nothing of. And I was blamed for something very serious, and I took a charge for that. And that's how serious the following was for me, that these people were getting jealous of me, and they didn't like me. They started hating me, talking about me behind my back, setting me up, I got arrested on a charge that this last time that wasn't even for my dope, but I took it so I could get the help.
Mm.
It is there. That crap does happen when you are in a psychosis.
Right.
I'll have to get on here one day and tell my whole story for you.
We could do that. I have actual video Zoom interviews where on this channel, a couple of them where people tell their stories. I should probably do it again. It takes a lot for me to get my ADHD together and get all the technology all right and stuff, but we'll talk about it. As far as as far as Mike goes, basically all we know about Mike is that you're miserable because you believe people are out to get you, but you don't really go into anything that you've tried solution-wise. So I don't know what else to tell you, Mike, other than Carissa's shared her experience. I definitely have had some paranoid episodes. I had a Navy buddy that was so whacked out on coke that he jumped out of his second story balcony with his gun and hid his loaded gun in a bush, and then came over to my house, and because some people were knocking on his door, and he was peeping at him through the peephole, and he jumped out of a second story building. There's one thing for sure, that sane people don't jump out of second story buildings with guns and shit. Like, there's something, and that was coke. That was cocaine was his drug of choice, and he was so tweaked on it. I've done coke, and it definitely does trigger some paranoia, I would say.
Yeah.
And hallucinations.
Definitely.
I've heard of, because you also get malnourished and stuff, and dehydrated, and all kinds of things can happen. So along the lines of trying different things, in order for those people to stop chasing you, and you have to try something different, is what I would say. But we'll go ahead and move on from Mike's people out to get him. But hell yeah, you're a certified peer support specialist. That sucks that you won't go back to it, and you can't go back to Oconee. I have a place called Schenectady, New York, that I can't really go to a lot of places up there. There's a lot of old haunts, stomping grounds, and personalities up there that just trigger bad things in me. So, but
the extent of me going into Oconee is going to a favor meeting, because I got a really good friend of mine that's up there at Favor, and then Chuck's parents live up there, but that's it. That's the only reason. And one of his buddies live up there, but that's it. Other than that, I stay out of there.
I was just looking. Oconee
do
has a opening for peer support specialist. Favor Oconee.
I checked into that too, and they've already got it filled.
Oh, okay. I'm looking into
I did check into that.
I'm looking into Espert.
They have an Espert. That is, I asked Tara about that today. Hang on, I'll read you what she told me it was, because I asked her about it because I wasn't real sure. And she said Espert position is a job title or description for peers working in the hospital EDs, not a type of certification. It stands for screening, brief intervention, and referral to treatment, which is when you go into the ER department and you pretty much work with a peer. You see that they have an addiction, and you kind of go in and talk with them and see if, that if recovery is something they want to look at, or, just build a rapport with them. And, if you see them enough times, they might stick it in their head that they want to get the help. That's what Michael Crouch, one of the guys on the training, was doing at one time. That's one of his job titles.
Right.
Doing that kind of thing.
This was one of the things that clued me into the peer support. Was a year and a half ago, I was in the ER trying to get detox, and somebody from Favor came with all the resources and stuff. And I said to myself, man, that'd be a cool job. So that's Espert.
Yeah.
And, I'm looking into that too. I would love to do that, to be honest.
There's also, you can also work through Prisma and Med, probably Bon Secours and St. Francis. You're in what area are you in?
I don't know. I don't really say it online.
Okay, true.
Yeah.
Okay. But check in with like the different hospitals around here, all the different hospitals, and ask them about what kind of stuff they have.
Yeah.
I know Green, one of the other hospitals has mobile unit. There's one in Lawrence. There's one up. I used to go to one in Oconee, and it was where you get Suboxone and stuff like that, and they help you with that kind of thing. Because I was put on it for meth, and I didn't know that that was not the right thing to do, and so I stopped taking it, and it kind of made me want to help people in that kind of thing.
Right.
Because some people get on it for the wrong reasons.
Right. Yeah, Teddy Bear, call in right now if you'd like.
I'll hang up.
Oh,
Do
I
I
mean
hang
when
up?
I'm off the phone with Carissa. He said he wasn't going to call in right now though, so
But I don't mind giving somebody else a chance.
no, I don't think Teddy Bear is going to call in. He'll let me know. But yeah, this is I've been super stoked on this transition, and like you said, trying the class was different. These are things out of our comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if we weren't in recovery, if we weren't trying to get better, there's no damn way we would have took that class.
No.
It's
Like
just
I was in town today because I had to go to the dentist to get my get my teeth fixed, and I happened to look over and there was an HR training class that I happened to see, and it was something that I was like, I'm like, that would kind of go in good with kind of what I'm doing, and the fact that we can be so versatile and we can learn different things of how we want to help people. We can have our own little twist on what we do to help somebody. I just thought it was really cool that I'm actually looking at different options on what I can do with life now. Like I didn't do that before.
I'm so happy for you, Carissa. Good job.
You too, buddy. We did it.
Well,
We survived the 46 hours.
we're doing the damn thing.
And even if you didn't take even if I wouldn't have took the class even if I didn't take it to be a peer support specialist, the training was still so good to have. And for in general life, like you can apply it to so many different things, and it's not just for recovery. It's for how you treat your family. It's how you talk to your friends, your loved ones. All of that. Like it's really cool.
It is.
And I would have never took it. Would have never took it.
Recovery, trying new things and getting different results.
Breaking the addictions, breaking the chains, breaking generational curses.
Breaking the chain of insanity. Just trying the same me things and just getting the me results and then complaining about it instead of trying new things and breaking the chain. That's good shit. That's good shit. Well,
And
Chris,
I'm glad I called in because I've had a busy week and I haven't been able to get to a meeting this week, so I was kind of glad I was able to call in today.
Me too. And thanks for your experience, strength, and hope. And you too, Chuck.
He said thank you.
Oh, yeah, of course.
He said, oh, yeah, of course.
Good talking to you. I love this channel, man.
Right
Love everything
on.
about it.
Thanks for sharing.
That's right.
All right, buddy. I'll let you go, and you have a good rest of your night.
You too.
I'll
Keep
get
us
back on.
updated. Keep us updated with the search.
I somehow got to get in touch with you outside of this thing, so that way we can kind of collaborate some different things.
Right on. We'll figure it out. Do you go to the? Well, we'll figure it out. I'll get away.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna post. I'll tell you what. I'll post my email, my public email. I'm gonna post. It's
Okay.
thesoberjames@gmail.com. Thesoberjames.
Okay. All right. I'll send you
And I'll get.
contact information and everything.
All right, sister.
All righty.
All
Good
right,
talking to you. Y'all stay good and keep trying.
you got it.
One day at a time.
One day at a time. All right. See you, Carissa.
Bye.
Carissa and Chuck, fellow trudgers of the happy road to destiny, tried different things in their lives and got different results. Addiction, trying the same thing and expecting different results. And until it's enough, until enough is enough. Unfortunately, there is addiction is cunning, baffling, and powerful, and takes more of us than it leaves. And I'm grateful for people like you all in the chat. I'm grateful for my personal returning sanity and sobriety and recovery as well. And for all of you out there, I'm grateful for you being here to keep me sober on these live streams. And Mike, my thoughts are with you, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. Yeah, you can call in. I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern time, and you can call in. Teddy Bear, I'd love it. I'm sure others would as well. Share with us your experience, strength, hope. Or if you're not having any of those things currently, or when you call in, share with us your restlessness, irritability, and discontentment. A problem shared is a problem halved. In summary, and I think Mike's problem with paranoia, reoccurring paranoia, and maybe, I'm not going to say that I believe Mike is the 1 in 1,000 people that actually is being chased and messed with by people. I personally believe that, Mike, you suffer like the rest of us do from complicated ego problems and addiction problems that create things like delusions, paranoia, and make us crazy. That's my belief. Doesn't mean I'm right, but I do have some experience in this arena. Well, as far as trying new things and getting different results, I'm a living example. Carissa and Chuck, who called in, are living examples. Mike Tucker is a living example of trying different things and getting different results. Mike Tucker, you still doing the damn thing, buddy? You're in your 7th year, I believe, of being alcohol-free. Mike Tucker, you're a success story. A Teddy Bear, a year sober, over a year. Obviously tried something different than his merry-go-round or her merry-go-round. And I'm looking forward to hearing that story on the next live stream. In the meantime, hit that thumbs up. Share this with someone you love. Check out the join link. Join for perks. And I will see you Wednesday between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern time. And until then, keep it clean, keep it real, and keep doing the damn thing. Peace.